Hi there.
Hello.
Nice to see all of you. I always like to say thank you, Walalan, and hello from the beautiful unceded territory of the Mi'kmaq of Nova Scotia, up here in northern Nova Scotia, Cumberland, Colchester. So I'd like to ask all of you a couple of questions. I'm going to put them all into one question, and then if we have time, if each of you could just have an answer to let me know what you think, I'd be really appreciative. So today is World Environment Day, as you probably are aware, and that's a time for us to reflect on what we're doing as human beings to help turn things around to protect the natural environment. So in spite of the urgency of the COVID-19 pandemic and the horrifying violence and indefensible acts of racism against racialized peoples right across North America that we are seeing right now, which I know happens, but it's being shown on TV screens more now. There's more attention. Thank God it's coming to more attention. Let's do something about it. Also, the domestic violence, misogyny, and racism, which Indigenous women experience daily, both on and off reserve. These things must surely affect the finances of Indigenous communities and their ability to grow wealth. So I'm curious about the desire and intent of Indigenous communities and businesses, including the witnesses here today, to put more attention and investment into the protection and well-being of women and girls and LGBTQ2S peoples, and also the interest and intent to invest and develop in more green jobs, healthy natural products, and alternate green energy projects. So who would like to go first? Okay, Jean-Paul Gladu, please.
I'll just address one part of that. With regards to the environmental protection, we're often seen as the stewards of Mother Earth. What I think is an opportunity for this country at all levels, private sector, federal government, etc., is to empower people by having seats at the table. The Guardians program is an example of having our moccasins on the ground across the country, and I know there's a proposal that's coming forward, and I know it's been partially supported. But it's really important that our voices are at the table, having us in the board of directors, having us on the Canadian energy regulators, having the Indigenous advisory group, and making sure that our women are also represented on these boards in these powerful positions to influence. That's how you build the capacity, and that's how you build stronger relationships.
Mr. Ajiziak has his hand up as well, Ms. Zan.
Okay, Mr. Ajiziak.
I agree with JP. I think you need to back that up with financial resources for those people to participate. I could tell you it wouldn't take much really for any group such as the Inuit Business Council or others to find members who would like to speak on behalf of these important issues. I would go further by saying, look, our infrastructure deficits in our communities need addressing. The challenge is the procurement. It's going to take 10 years to procure hundreds of millions of dollars in our communities. We need to think of this as a COVID procurement strategy. We need to get the money out the door for companies that are able to build these, water treatment centers, sewage treatment plants, houses. I think we need to address all those issues as urgently as we're addressing these issues today. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Manny, Mr. Jules?
One of the things that happens with different pandemics is they fundamentally change society. And one of the things we've got to be able to do is think about what societal changes are going to happen as a result of COVID-19 and truly make this world a better place. And in order to do that, you have to be able to make the steps necessary. And as I've been saying throughout this period of time, it has to be based in jurisdiction, because we have to be in a position to look after those who are most vulnerable within our communities. And when you look at that, who's most disenfranchised from land in our communities. It's the women as a result of marital breakdown. It's the children. And so we have to be able to have the institutions to be able to look after those affected, but also we have to be able to have the entrepreneurial spirit to be able to make sure that we are resilient within our economies. And right now, all of that's being shut off from us.